Hello friends, today we will be dealing about the topic of problems of salt balance in aquatic vertebrates, which is a topic of MSc Zoology Semester 2, Marwari College Ranchi, paper 203. Now there are two types of aquatic vertebrates. First is marine and the second is freshwater. So first we will be dealing about marine aquatic vertebrates. Now because the salt concentration of marine water is comparatively higher than that of animal body, therefore the animal body is hypoosmotic in nature, whereas the environmental water is hyperosmotic in nature, and therefore certain osmoregulatory problems are being faced by the marine aquatic vertebrates, out of which the first problem is osmotic dehydration. Due to hyperosmotic state of surrounding water, exosmosis takes place in the body, and the water continuously passes out of the body, and therefore osmotic dehydration takes place, and this water comes out from skin, gill chambers, etc. Second is second problem is that the animal gains salt by diffusion. Now the concentration of various salts like sodium, potassium, chlorine, etc. is more outside as compared to inside body fluids, due to which through the permeable surfaces uh, salt concentration is being gained by the marine aquatic vertebrates. And the third problem is in case of some marine fishes such as hagfish. What happens that there is a disbalance in the ionic regulation. There are certain concentration of salts such as magnesium and sulfate, calcium and potassium that are very less in concentration inside the body as compared to seawater, whereas sodium concentration is very high inside the body as compared to that of seawater. Next, we come to the solutions to osmoregulatory problems in marine vertebrates. First is drinking salt water and excreting excess of electrolytes. Now, marine fishes drink a large quantity of water, and the intestinal membrane also absorbs much of water. And while absorbing this water, many monovalent salts of sodium and potassium, divalent salts of calcium and magnesium, sulfates and phosphates are also getting absorbed. Now these salts need to be excreted out of the body. Therefore, um, with the help of active transport through the gill membranes, these salts are eliminated. And also there are specific acidophilic cells which are known as chloride secreting cells at the base of the gills that are considered responsible for salt transfer. The next solution is anatomical adaptation that basically occurs in the kidney. The marine teleosts produce minimal volume of urine and thus conserve water, and for this the glomerular filtration is reduced. And then there are some deep sea fishes that have kidneys that are without glomerulus and consist only of PCT. And the next solution is active transport of sodium chloride through gill cells, which is the major mechanism involved in the elimination of excess of salts. And the next is adaptation is in elasmobranchs. Uh, Elasmobranch blood are also hypoosmotic to the medium. They have developed certain mechanisms to retain the active substances like amino acids and urea. They have kidneys which retain salts and eliminate water, and there is an additional segment which reabsorbs urea from the glomerular filtrate, and excess of salts which is accumulated are actively excreted by specialized organs known as cloacal gland. They also contain rectal glands, and in the diagram we can see that concentrated urine is being excreted, and sodium, chlorine ions and potassium ions are also being eliminated through the gills. Next, we come to freshwater aquatic vertebrates. In this case, there are three further subcategories of fishes, amphibia, and reptiles. First, we will be dealing about the osmoregulatory problems in freshwater fishes. Now, in case of freshwater bodies, the condition is completely opposite to that of marine water, and uh, the problems are also completely reverse. Now, what are some of the osmoregulatory problems faced by the freshwater fishes? First is due to hypoosmotic state of surrounding water. Endoosmosis of water takes place, and continuous entrance of water from the surrounding environment takes place inside the body through semi-permeable membranes, skin, gills, etc. And second problem is that the concentration of various salts such as sodium and chlorine is more in the body fluids as compared to the surrounding water, and due to this there is continuously loss of body salts that creates a problem. Now, what are the solutions for these osmoregulatory problems in case of fishes? First is these fish drink less water. Second is they produce dilute urine. Third is reabsorption of salt by renal retention, and kidney actively reabsorbs salts from glomerular filtrate. Next is presence of well developed nephron tubular system in case of freshwater fishes. And the next is dietary intake of salts, like with the while intaking food they also consume salts. Next is salt transport through gills. Now, some fishes are capable of active inward salt transport through the gill membrane. As we can see in the diagram, sodium chloride is being uh, absorbed by the body through gill membrane. Next, we come to amphibians, the freshwater aquatic vertebrates, and what are the osmoregulatory problems faced by them. Now, it is very essential for freshwater amphibians to maintain a hyperosmotic blood concentration in their body than the surrounding medium, otherwise, they will die. And secondly, as the skin of amphibia are scaleless and they are completely permeable to water, body continuously gains large amount of water, causing endoosmosis. And the third problem is that as the body of amphibia is hyperosmotic in nature, the salts tend to come out of the body by the process of diffusion that causes salt imbalance. Now, coming to the solutions to this osmoregulatory problems in amphibia. First is they excrete large volume of urine that is in diluted form. Second is active absorption of salts such as sodium chloride and potassium ions, etc. Third is they eliminate ammonia in urine, like amphibia such as xenopus are capable of eliminating ammonia in urine, but when it lacks water it becomes ureotelic. And the next solution is urea retention. It is a major factor in osmoregulation of crab eating rana carnivora. Next is salt retention is also a major solution in case of green toad bufo, and these are the basic solutions, osmoregulatory solutions by the amphibia. Next we come to reptiles. Now, as we know that reptiles contain scales in their skin, and therefore the skin is heavily keratinized, and they are almost completely impermeable to salt and water. So the problem of osmoregulation is not much in this case, and basically what they do that if there is extra gain of water while feeding process, it is removed by the kidneys by dilute urine, and salts are conserved by selective absorption, And there are other regions like pharynx, urinary bladder, and cloaca that are involved in process of retention of salt. So this is basically the problems and solution of salt balance in aquatic vertebrates. Thank you.